Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is T from Betty and Brenda, and today I'm making whipped soap. So as you can see, I have everything spread out on the counter, and this is what I use to make my whipped soap. Forget about this over here. Those are bubble scoops. I'm just waiting for those to set up. But here are all the ingredients that we need. I use Disodium, Laureth sulfosuccinate. It is a liquid surfactant. I also use SCI Powder, which I get from Nature's Garden. Be really careful with this. Just like when you're using SLSA powder, this is really fine. Double up on a mask if you can, because if it gets into your throat, your nose, it's very irritating. It's also a gentle surfactant, just in a powder form. I have distilled water, glycerin, Stearic Acid in this bag, and emulsifying wax in this bag. As far as my recipe, it pretty much stays sort of even with all the ingredients. Some are a little more than others, but these are the ingredients that I use to make whipped soap. So make sure you have all your ingredients. Like I said, I use 2 masks because this can be very irritating. Make sure you have a whisk. As I add the ingredients, I whisk in between adding each one. And let's go ahead and get started. Okay, now that I have all of the ingredients in, I am going to place this on my double boiler on the stove. Since it's not a huge recipe, after about 15 to 20 minutes, I will go over, I will check it, I will whisk it really well, and then let it cook, so to speak, for about another 10 or 15 minutes. Once let me take my mask off. Once it kind of holds together and it looks like a thick, or maybe not even necessarily thick, but kind of holds together and it's white and smooth, it's ready. I normally will take a little bit of it, even though it's hot, drop it in my hand just to make sure that that stearic acid inside of there has completely melted and it doesn't feel gritty. So once I'm done with all of that, I'll be back to show you what it looks like. So it's been about 35 minutes and the whip soap is now ready, and this is what it looks like once it's done. Still kind of a little bit runny, or very runny, as you can see. Still very hot, but that is what it looks like. So I'll wait for this to get to about 135 degrees or so. I'll go ahead and add my preservative at that time. Since this product has a high water amount, once it's done, you do have to add a preservative to keep bacteria and fungus from growing in there. I'll add my preservative and then I'll let it sit overnight and it will thicken up. So this is what it looks like before it thickens up, and tomorrow I will show you guys what it looks like once it's completely cooled off. Okay, so we're back to the next morning, and this is what the whip soap looks like once it has cooled. Of course, I put the preservative in. It's been cooling all night, and you see how it now becomes a solid product. And this is the whip soap. Trying to get some up, so there you go. So before you actually get ready to place it in your jars, you can take this and add any type of additives to it. You can put oils, you can put liquid oils, solid oils. I add powders to mine, sometimes yogurt milk, goat milk, or coconut milk powder. I sometimes add colloidal oatmeal to it, as well as fragrance and essential oils. So this is the entire process for making whip soap. And for Christmas, I actually have two special fragrances that I'm just going to have around for the holidays. One will be called Peppermint Bark, and for that I have added together chocolate indulgence from Nature's Soap, as well as some peppermint oil from Crafter's Choice, or Wholesale Supplies Plus is the website. And I'm going to make that white and red. Hopefully it'll come out mostly white. Sometimes the red will take over, but white and red. And then I also have one for the holiday, which is just going to be the peppermint essential oil. So I have a peppermint one as well, with hopefully a good mix of red and white. So I put my oil in. I actually use olive oil, coconut milk powder, my fragrances, mix them in with the whip soap, and then I put them into my piping bag. So let's go ahead and get that in there. Bring you in a little closer here. You start with just a little bit in the middle. I'll push this up so you can see it more. A little bit in the middle, and then you go around it. Just keep going around that middle. My goodness, it smells just like peppermint bark, or an Andes candy, if you've ever had one. And see what I was talking about, sometimes the white, or the red I should say, will just completely take over. Because I'm doing pictures, I make it a little bigger on the top. Just sort of fill in the sides a bit. Normally, of course, it wouldn't have this much in there, but this is for picture. And there we go. That is the peppermint bark one. I mean, it smells so good and makes me want to eat it, but don't do that. And then this is the peppermint one. Again, you just start off in the middle. I have sort of a ridged tip on there for this one. And then go around. Keep going around. And once it kind of gets up a little high on the sides, you want to fill in that middle. Let's keep going around. That's it. Since this is for a picture, and I usually don't use this tip, I just kind of wanted to try something new. Don't find it to be as pretty as the other tip, but it's getting it in there. That's all that matters. And here we go. And this is a peppermint one. It's just the peppermint, which incidentally happens to be my son's favorite fragrance. Kind of odd for a 12-year-old to like peppermint essential oil, but it's his favorite. And that is the peppermint one. So we got the peppermint bark that smells like chocolate and mint, and then just the peppermint one. Okay, so here we go. That is how you make whipped soap. I will put the amount that I used of each ingredient in the description box so you can see how I make my whipped soap. And again, though, the special part for me is when you decide what type of additives that you want to add in there. It's just a form of soap that's in a solid form. And actually, I'll show you a little video of how you can actually use it. But I actually take a little bit and rub it on my shower poof. It makes a wonderful lather, and the glycerin inside keeps your skin so soft and moisturized. It's one of my favorite ways to bathe now. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Betty and Brenda. And both these holiday whipped soaps are on my website at bettyandbrenda.com. Please subscribe to my channel if you like my videos. I really do try to get one out every Saturday. It is a busy time of year for us soapers and handmade craft people, which is a good thing. But definitely subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.